While the Barbie movie does paint a more negative picture, I do think that Barbie is a representation of empowerment. There is a scene where one of the young girls, she meets Barbie in high school, and she basically goes in about how Barbie is just a symbol of capitalism and consumerism that doesn't help any women in society, which I thought was so harsh but so good.
50 years, you destroy girls' innate sense of worth, and you are killing the planet with your glorification of rampant consumerism.
No, I'm supposed to help you and make you happy and powerful.
Because I think it's important to be able to criticize this perfect figure that we've all been looking at for years and years. You think that she helped younger women be aspirational because you see her in so many different roles. You see her as an engineer, architect, dancer, chef, and these were all roles that men dominated and somewhat do still dominate. However, seeing a female come into that mix changes the game. I think that's what she's done. It pushed young girls to dream beyond the traditional gender roles that had been marketed down to them years before 1959, because it showed that you could be pink and girly and super feminine.
Wait a second, my social events calendar is missing.
Your what?
Social events, you know, mixers, formals, clam bakes, trips to the Cape.
But you could also be a doctor and a lawyer. There were so many Barbies that you could see examples of this in. Women who liked pink and all these feminine things were seen as unserious. However, Barbie came in and said, you can still like all of that and be super successful. Through her portrayal as an architect, Barbie empowered young minds to envision themselves as designers of innovative spaces, and it inspired young girls to challenge themselves and forget about the gender disparities that do unfortunately exist in the industry. There was a study done in 2003 by Reba to find out why women tend to leave the profession, and they found that a lot of women tend to leave reluctantly because women felt like their body clocks weren't designed to fit in with the traditional career progression of architects and male-dominated sectors. They tended to vanish and leave. Many of them love architecture, but naturally the societal pressure to start a family and play the doting mother and wife forced them into becoming a housewife. It is known as the vanishing act, where a lot of women step back from their career to focus on raising a home and raising children, which kind of leaves them to vanish from the profession that they were once so passionate about. The pink revolution emphasizes the challenges that these women face and the work that needs to be done to keep women involved with the industries that they care so much about. As ultimately, if women are able to stay engaged to the profession, it creates a more inclusive and diverse space for professionals in the future. Due to this resurgence of embracing of femininity and women wanting to be part of the pink revolution, has pushed architecture practices to address the issues and encourage women to stay and advance in the profession. A lot of these practices nowadays recognize the value in having a diverse set of voices within their companies, and they actively support women on their journey. Powerful female architects like Zaha, Jean and Elizabeth, they've broken barriers and they demonstrated that women can achieve in architecture. Zaha's groundbreaking designs, we all know them, and international recognition has inspired so many other countries. Obviously her history and her heritage was Iranian, and traditionally that side of the world isn't that progressive when it comes to females and what females can do. But Zaha has done many commissions in the Middle East and Dubai and all of these more traditional places. And so it shows women in those countries that although this may be what society expects of you, there are females out here who are doing things that traditionally men would be doing. Jean Gang is another amazing creative who emphasized sustainability and community engagement and has shown how women can contribute to positive changes through innovative architecture practices.
Where I grew up, there was this building. It was called the community building. It was just the place to be, and it created these strong relationships between the community. And I think I saw that the architecture was really the thing that was setting that up, making it's just the stage set for life. I wanted to do that.
Her work reminds me a lot of the Manchester School of Architecture practice studio, who actively engage with the female community and create designs that work around women and work around supporting women. Elizabeth's work is like an intersection of multimedia arts and architecture, challenging conventional norms, and it empowers women to thrive at the front of architectural innovation.
And I'm an architect / artist troublemaker. I think it's up to us to start to put new ideas on the table and not wait for a developer, not wait for an institution to come to us.
These amazing women have shown that the pink reformation and the pink revolution is not purely about aesthetics and looking more whitewashed and white-centered. It's deeper than that. It's about inspiring confidence, inspiring women to speak up and actively have a choice and have an opinion in their careers and their ambitions.
I'll show you how valuable our woods can be.
It celebrates our creativity to help us excel in the profession. So we understand the gender disparities that come with wanting to embrace pink fashion, pink design if you're a girl like me. And we also understand just how important Barbie was in shaping these gender disparities to becoming something more positive, that you can like all of these things but also be super successful in whatever you're doing. Now we're going to talk about the physical architecture of what this represents for us. Partly why I made this video is because I want to show that the pink revolution has taken me by a storm, because it's forced me to embrace something that I so deeply wanted to shun away from, that I didn't want to be like the other girls who loves pink. But deep down, I was that girl. Deep down, I have always loved pink. Deep down, I've always loved Barbie, Bratz, everything to do with femininity. And even now that femininity and being a divine woman and being in your feminine energy is a thing, I think that's part of this pink revolution, of embracing things that we were shunned for, because we were just taken so unseriously in the past when we came up to mention it. There is a conversation to be had between girly architecture and serious architecture. You've got the smaller independent studios like Material Architects and other amazing northern-based practices that are a little bit more niche, and they create more exhibition style spaces, but they also do work with social housing providers to create spaces that actively support and help people that are maybe on the outer network of our society. But then you have traditionally the big skyscrapers, the Norman Fosters, Richard Rogers of the world, and there is a bit of a clash between them. Shumi talks about this contradiction between serious and girly architecture, and how creative expression should be something that brings all of that together. Glossier store in LA is a great example of how pink is used in architecture and interior design. It seamlessly integrates their pink dominated interiors with sleek lines to create a chic and fabulous space. Or the David Ajay concept store in LA that is pink. Hoixiang Church in China, it has a really nice sense of modernist principles with whimsical pink hues, and it pushes the boundary of what sacred spaces and churches should look like, especially in the UK. If you think of church, you think of Gothic, you think of point at the top. The unconventional architecture marvels and fosters atmospheres of creativity and inspiration. It's provided a lot of thought-provoking discussions about religious spaces and how they should be represented. A lot of people are super against the church because they think it goes directly against what religion and how religion should be represented. But to me, the Bible doesn't really talk about how the physical representations of the church has to be. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It shows that these girly pink aesthetics can coexist with modernist principles. These spaces, they all defy the norms of what buildings should look like and should provide to people. In this evolving design landscape, the controversy between that car is too girly, that car is too masculine, I think those thoughts are being broken down more and more, because men are understanding that liking girly things or liking female looking things is not a bad thing. I've heard of the Eames house, designed by Ray Eames and her husband Charles, exemplifies this spirit of the pink revolution, blending together modernist principles with a sense of creativity and reference to their environment. Architecture Digest, featuring the Barbie dream house on their YouTube channel, shows that the Barbie and pink revolution is fact.
Welcome to Barbie's dream house. Come on in.
Because Architectural Digest are quite a well-known and renowned magazine for featuring great pieces of architecture. So for them to choose to put the Barbie dream house on their channel shows and validates the fact that they see the set design and the work that Greta and all the designers there did. The pink revolution invites us to break free from stereotypes and rigid conventions around what should be. Fostering an environment that welcomes diverse influences and perspectives, we can redefine the boundaries of architectural expression and create a more vibrant and empowering built environment for generations to come.